So this is a tutorial about animating in Photoshop. What I've done here is opened up a background image, which everyone else here has access to. When we open up a photo, you'll notice that it goes into a background layer. Now, depending what you want to do with it, sometimes you just want these as a reference. So I might go straight away and make a new document. And in this case, I'm imagining I'm making an animation for video, because usually you present animations in a video format, whether it's on a television or a computer screen. So I'm going to click on the film and video format, and I'll just do the HD TV. That should be plenty. And we're presented with this. What these blue lines are guides for different resolutions, and you'll find that televisions can crop imagery sometimes. So they're sort of like a safety point for where your imagery should be. If you put it outside these guides, so sort of in this area here, you may find that it gets cropped out in some displays. And this is just keeping it in focus by keeping it in here. We don't really need it for this one though. So if you don't want the guides, you can go to View, and you'll see there's Extras, and we can just turn off the guides for that. Now I'm going to go Command A and Command C to copy this image, because as mentioned, having images in backgrounds does cause problems. You lose the ability to delete components and have a transparent area. You can duplicate your background and then turn it off and just use the duplicated layer. But in this case, I'm just going to paste it straight in. And you'll see that it makes its own layer here, which is fine. I'm going to zoom out. Now, HD TV, it's good resolution, but it's nowhere near the level of modern cameras, stills cameras. So you can see here, this is a still photograph that's hanging right off the edge there. So I'm going to bring it in holding Shift so that it fills the screen there. And if we deselect it, we can apply the transformation. Okay, this is my backdrop for my animation. What we need to do now is change our workspace. So we have here various workspaces where you probably had the default show up when you first opened Photoshop. Then I often work in the painting or photography one, but you'll notice that there's also a motion selection. So I need you to click on the motion workspace. Once you've got the motion workspace, we're now going to go to Layer, down to Video Layers, and I am going to select New Blank Video Layer. And unfortunately, my screen has sort of lost the bottom part there. There we go. You'll see now we've got something very similar to like you'd see with video. A timeline that shows you each frame, and we have our background photo and this transparent layer here where we can do whatever we like to it. So to start with, what I'm going to do is go to the timeline menu, which is on the top right corner of the timeline box, and you'll bring up these menus here. What we want to do is enable timeline shortcut keys. So you tick that box. So you might have it with nothing there. Tick that box, then tick enable onion skins. Now I'm just going to check my onion skin settings. Yeah, that should be okay. The onion skin setting is to show a frame before and a frame after when you're working on animations. Because animations work by generating an illusion of movement by showing quick successions of frames. And this is how cartoons are made. So I'm just checking that. So to be sure, you should have that and that selected. I'm then going to go over to my paintbrush and I'm going to make it white just to make it really obvious at this point. I'm going to do just a quick stroke there, like that. And then using the arrow keys, I'm going to press the right arrow key. And you can probably just see very faintly there the line still here. This is a little bit of a preview of the frame before. So I know this is where I started my drawing. So I'm going to draw another line, press the forward key, so the arrow key, right arrow key, draw another line, right arrow key, draw another line, right arrow key, and we're going to keep doing this to make it sort of look like a firework or something has been shot into the sky. Okay, now I'll just show you quickly here. Down here we've got the playhead, and you can see that when I play that forward, I'm starting to get an animated shot of, I guess, a firework or something like that. Now I'm going to let it bunch up here. And you can be as creative as you like with these things. Obviously you can add colors, you can make multiple layers, multiple video layers. And as you can see, having the onion skin there allows you to see where you were positioned beforehand, which gives you a more effective animation. And this is one of those times that you'd probably prefer to have a graphics tablet and a pen or a responsive screen to be able to draw this quickly. Okay, so now if I run it through, we get this nice little firework effect. As I mentioned, we can actually add another layer. So we go down to video layers and go new blank video layer. Another nice idea is to sort of make this light writing effect. And again, this is where much easier if you've got a graphics tablet. And I can just roughly copy this, and it'll sort of look like it's a bit electric. Because no two lines are the same. And I might even consider watching where this firework goes to dissolve my Sydney sign. And as you can see, because we're doing what's called a cel-based animation, it's actually quite a laborious process. It takes you a long time to create numerous frames, but we can be as precise as we like. As we know, Photoshop can edit a lot of different videos, well, not videos, sorry, a lot of different images to a very precise degree. So you could animate something in Photoshop that's quite detailed using the power that it has. I think this will probably do enough for demonstrating the light writing. But the purpose of this is to show you cel-based animations. and the fact that Photoshop can do a lot more. So you can see there I've got this sort of Sydney electrified there, just wobbling in the sky, and then the firework comes out and explodes. You can press play here. There's a little control there. But in that time, that's all I got to animate at this point. Okay, so there's a quick demonstration of how you can animate in Photoshop. Usually when you first do animations, you do the bouncing ball, but I think this is a little bit more interesting for what you can play with. You could follow the line of the bridge if you wanted to, sort of electrify the bridge, change the colors as you go, change the brushes. You can also add all of these filters that we have here. So if I've got Sydney there, you've got all these blur filters. You could play with some of these to really push it up a bit in terms of how it looks and its appearance.